selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector.
Welcome to the IPA Champions Cup, live on Sporty Stuff TV.
Oh, day 6 of Champions Cup, Sporty Stuff TV. Late night. Well, we're going to have a late night tonight, but I've got to introduce you to my friend here, the pool expert, Mr. Mark Pickworth. And Mark, what happened last night and what we got in store this evening for our...
Well, first of all, got in store, I mean, we're talking about sort of next week, you know, because obviously our last day of the week, isn't it? But next week, we're back on Sunday. So we're a day earlier than normal.
Day early, Nick.
But I know we don't get as much rest, and I know you don't get much rest in the week anyway, because you're a busy old boy.
Don't ever buy any shoes off me, second-hand shoes. They can't stop walking. Well, day 7 will be next week, but day 6 tonight, absolutely. You know, we've already had one match on YouTube this evening, haven't we? And great performance there by JJ Fall, winning 4-1. And he was the outsider of the two again. It could be another outsider this evening, couldn't it?
It could be. But let's talk about last night first. Dean Shields, right? He has put in a performance, pretty much a best one of to date. And he deserved to get through. And we've lost another one of our top seeds, the world champion, John McAllister. He's out of the tournament, and he's not even looking like getting in event 3. But let's just have a look how this stage 2 is now shaping up. I mean, look at that Group A. Liam Dunster, Corey Reese, Dean Shields, that's where he slotted in. And Connor Tracy, who we saw last night, he's got that second best runner-up spot at the moment. And the winner of tonight's group is going to go into that bottom group there, Group B, alongside Jamie Clark, Tom Barley. And at the moment, the best runner-up is Andy Crosdale. Can them best runners-up stay in tonight? Because there is a chance of one of these players that are here tonight of taking one of them spots, and also the Group F winner.
But looking at the Group A and Group B, to me, Group B is a lot easier than Group A. Is that you wouldn't fancy going, look what happened last night to the winner there. He goes straight into Group A. Who's he up against? Liam. You know, and Liam's going to be odds on to win that group as well, isn't he? But, that's last night. Tonight, we've got 5 live matches coming up here on Sporty Stuff TV. And really and truthfully, there's some short price selections, but there's some outsiders you think could cause a bit of a shock.
Yeah, and we've probably already seen a shock in that last match that we showed on YouTube. So we've already had JJ Fall against Craig Brown, but these 4 players that are here tonight, Dan Davey, our very own commentator, Dan Davey, he's the favourite for tonight.
Nickname of Dan Davey?
Double D.
Double D, yeah.
And then we've got Craig Brown, the gaffer. I said he was going to take some beating, but we're going to talk a little bit about that match next. JJ Fall, we've seen him in action on YouTube. He played Craig Brown, but they're the outsider, Mark Leatham, ranked number 43 on the amateur ranks. Is there going to be another shock on the card?
He's 16-1 to win tonight, Mark Leatham, and if you want to back him, I know our legend who we've got commentator tonight, Jim White, he likes a bit of value, Jim. You can have 100-1 Mark Leatham winning the actual event, but that 100-1, if you want to put another naught on the end of it, it could be a bit of value, Jim, but I don't think he'll win 100-1. No.
Well, that's to win the event 100-1. I mean, 16-1 to win the group's pretty
big
good
price,
value.
Big price.
We have seen an outsider win the group already.
Yeah. Here we go again. Dan Davies 5-4 to win it. Don't forget, all these prices were available before the 9 o'clock match, so we're just putting them up just to show you what they were before the 9 o'clock. Dan Davey was favourite. Craig Brown 15-8. Well, now he got beat in the first match. JJ Fall 5-2, and Mark Leatham was a 16-1 chance. But them prices now not available naturally because we had the first match on at 9 o'clock. And the event 1 winner, Dan Davey, only 10-1. I thought Dan would be a bit bigger than 10-1 to win the actual event. But as you say, he's been in 3 finals, hasn't he, Dan Davey? So he's got the experience as well, hasn't he, Mark?
Yeah, 3 finals in 6 years. He's won one of them titles. But he's been a bit out of form recently, but we have spoke to him before we've come on air. He's been putting in a bit of time, so he's got to try and get better. He's only got the best sort of performance he's had this season so far is a last 16 sort of event. But Double D, ranked number 11 on the pro rankings. Look, that's where the win ratio, or the win record there. He's only got 3 wins in the last 10 matches. He's out of form. And that 2020 win percentage just proves that 47%. But over the 6 years that he's been with us, 52% win ratio. So
But why is he 5-2 on to win the first match? He's out of form. You know he's out of form. I don't, you know, you're my pool expert here, but 5-2 on he is with the bookies to win. So Mark Leatham's 5-1, but everyone I speak to said Dan Davey will win. So if you want to play there, but JJ Four, who won the first match this evening, he's a live contender to win this group, isn't he?
Yeah, and I said to you in the early part of the when we set off at 9 o'clock, the Pretoria Potter. He is a very experienced player, ranked number 25 on the pro rankings. He's got a 50% win-lose record there, 42% last year, 2021. Yes, he's probably a little bit out of form, and he's only got a last 16, very similar to Dan Davey, but a win career percentage there of 52%. But JJ, in 5 years, he has already won an IPA title, so he knows what it is to win and get through. And he's only made one final, and he's won that final. So he's going to be tough to beat today.
He never made no mistakes out of form in the first match, did he, Mark? Absolutely. Oh, really, really well. And Craig Brown, who, you know, JJ Full beat, I thought he you know, though he lost 4-1 in the first match, I thought you said he made one mistake, didn't he, Craig? You know, I thought he played really well. I could see Craig winning his next 2 matches, and again, we could be on a knife hook going into the last match here.
Yeah.
Who's going to win it?
The Gaffer, ranked number 21. Yeah, he's only won 4 of his last 10 matches. 50% record in 2021 and 60% record in his career. But over 5 years, he's not made an IPA final yet. But he's showing some promise. He got to the last 16 of this event last year, and he's had a really good run. But this season, a little bit out of form. He's only achieved the last 32 place. He's got a bit of work to do, but he's great to watch. But he's made one mistake in that first match, and getting beat 4-1, he's got a lot of work to do now.
And how about cider of the party, 16-1? Did the bookies get it right? They got it right last night, the bookie boys, didn't they? They put a few favourites up who they thought won. They won. But Mark Leatham here, 16-1. So you know what that means. If you have a fiver on at home, you win £80, so you get £85 back for your fiver. But he's the biggest price I've ever seen. You're a pool expert, but since I've been here, I've never. And they call him the money, and we're talking about big money if you back Mark Leatham. But 16-1 tonight, Mark Leatham for the money. Could he cause a big shock? And it will be the big shock. But we've had shocks before.
We've had
8-1, day 2, wasn't it?
We've only got one favourite through to the stage 2 already. Can Mark Leatham do it? Remember, he's a qualifier. He's ranked number 43 on the amateur rankings. His win-lose percentage isn't bad there, look. You know, yeah, he's only won 4 out of the last 10. But 44%, he's into his second year now. 44% in 2021. His game is stepping up, and he plays pretty much week in, week out. I'm going to be really interested to see it, and I think he could cause an upset sooner or later.
The bookies making 5-1, just to win this first match. 5-1 to beat Double D, Mark Leatham. That could be a bit of value, Mark.
It could be a bit of value, and in this short race to 4, with the possibility of the draw, everything is possible. And these sort of outsiders, these qualifiers, this tournament seems to be made for the non-favourites, and we've only got one favourite in the stage 2.
Right. That's why the betting partners, you can look around for your odds. I'm quoting you 2-5 Dan Davey and 5-1 Mark Leatham. But if you want to have a look round, and you will get bigger prices, won't you? If you have a look on your line and that. But 5-2 on, is he too short to beat Mark Leatham? It's a short price, Dan Davey, 5-2 on, but I'm going to still be with a man from Reading. I remember going to the Hexagon in theatre to watch the snooker in Reading, and Dan used to be there when he was a kid. But here's the prices coming up. Don't forget the first match already gone, disappeared. You'd like to have a few quid on JJ Fulder if you could at 13-8, but he's already won. Then we've got Mark Leatham, Dan Dave, already mentioned that. Mark 5-1. Mark Leatham's 4-1 here against Craig Brown, who's 15-8 on. Dan Davey 11-10, JJ Full. So you just look at them odds, but shop around. It's like going to a supermarket. Just shop around and you'll get the value. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go. Before we stop, sorry, Mark, he comes up every night with a picker's pick. Who's your nap tonight?
Well, I think there's some value in this, right? And we spoke about the outsider already. Mark Leatham, he's been putting a bit of time in. He's playing in most competition. I think he's probably not going to win the group. He's probably not going to get through. but he's going to get a result at some point through the night tonight. And the best value that I can see this. So I think Leatham against JJ. I think he's going to beat JJ because I think
JJ's already won one match.
he has. But JJ and Leatham, they play pretty much week in, week out in competitions in the Northwest. So at 7-2, I think he's great value to get through. So anybody, this is great value, honestly.
You know something, Mark? You know, on a Sunday, when your dinner time comes up, you can't eat value. You want a nice bit of beef instead of value. We'll watch. We'll be back in 3 minutes for match 1. And we've got Dan Davey versus Mark Leatham. Mark thinks he could win.
Champions Cup, Group F, Match 2, best of 6 frames. First frame, Mark Leatham to break.
Well, great to have you with us. The Sporty Stuff TV 2022 Champions Cup coming to you live. I'm just outside Leeds, and I don't see my colleague Mark Pickworth in the studio, so I'm hoping he's made his way to the commentary box. And Mark, if you're there, this is the long shot against the heavy favorite to win the group.
free shot.
And how big are these early frames?
Time running.
Oh, they are massive, and that is not the start that Mark wanted there, giving our favourite Dan Davey with one free shot, one visit. But Mark Leatham, he's put in a bit of time for this event, and he seems in good spirits. But can he hold the nerves in this studio arena setting? He's got a lot of work to do. I think once he settles down, this first match is going to be really sort of tough for him. But these are the mistakes that you cannot do against these top players, and Dan is definitely one of them top performers.
A good confident shot to set out his stable from Double D. We spent some time in the commentary box. It's not quite like watching chess from the sidelines where you see a lot of the moves. When you're out there and you're under pressure, you got to think clearly. And he looks a picture of focus right now.
Yeah, he does. And I was talking to him before we come on air. He's been putting in a bit of time, and the reason he's putting in a lot of time is these big sort of competitions. He's got a bit of fire in his belly, and he wants to be winning one of these once again. It's been a while since he's been on the winners sort of block, but he's hoping to get back there. And this is a good opportunity for him to get into that next stage and possibility of being the Event 1 winner.
Just to further establish the favoritism bestowed on Double D, he's the number 11th ranked player on the IPA Tour. And by contrast, Mark Leatham in his chair, well, he's number the 43rd ranked amateur. So quite a disparity between these two. But again, you're involving round objects. There's an element of luck, and you can never discount nerve. Which one can hold it?
Ten seconds.
Well, Dan, a cafe owner down in the southern part of the country, down near Reading. Have you ever been to his cafe at all, Mark?
No, he's quite a few miles away from me in Skeggy, Vegas. So, no, that's not something that I regularly make the trip to go and get me breakfast or anything like that. But,
Well,
yeah.
I wanted to know if he was the guy cooking or the guy who was running the cash register.
Well, I'm not
10
sure
seconds.
what he's doing there, but he's in ownership of it, and I've seen some pictures on social media. Some of the food, it looks spectacular, and anybody that's nearby or wants to take a trip there, it's definitely worth that trip. But the way he's taking these reds out here, he'll not be thinking about breakfast tomorrow. He's only got one thing on his mind, and that's winning this group.
Straightforward black. And
Frank.
just the way that Dan Davey wanted to start his set out. takes the first frame. It's a 1-0 advantage over Mark Leatham. And again, establishing some confidence and putting Leatham under pressure.
Yeah, and under pressure because it's going to be Dan Davey to break next. He could find himself with one shot and he's going to could be 2-0 down because Dan, he's got a pretty good break on him. Hopefully I've not done him in there. Hopefully he's going to break pretty well here.
Frame 2.
Commentator's curse, the
Dan
worst
Davey
of
to
all.
break, leading 1 frame to 0. Time running.
Good sound break from Dan. And again, a quick look around the table just to see how they've all displaced. But this looks promising.
Yeah, and these yellows, they've all got pockets.
10 seconds.
I don't really see a problem. I mean, it looks like that one that's close to that middle pocket, it definitely just drops in. I mean, the only problem that I can see for him is the black ball. It doesn't go in any of the bottom corners because I don't think it passes that red into the bottom right-hand corner.
Ten seconds.
Choice of yellows here. Yellow left center. One nearest the cue ball also passes to the bottom left.
Extension called.
Just depends how he sees the pattern with which to try and remove them.
Yeah, and Dan Davey. I mean, if he clears these up 2-0 up already. I mean, we've heard, well, we're being informed that there's already been some big bets placed on Dan Davey to win this match. I mean, can he keep it up? I mean, he looks in fine form at the moment, Jim. I know he's got to go upstairs here, but with him leaving these 2 yellows upstairs, this black must pass it that red into the bottom right-hand corner.
Ten seconds.
It's my first real chance to see Dan play. I've commentated with him and he knows the game pretty well from the commentary box, but he's also shown me he knows which end of the cue to use as well, Mark.
Yeah, he's a great performer, and he's not been great this season. He'll say himself because he's his biggest critic, but Dan Davey, he's won titles, and he can be winning a lot more.
10 seconds.
Yeah, and as I said, Jim, he has. I mean, it does go this black. He ain't got all the pocket, but this black to take a 2-0 lead.
Frame.
Yes, he is really tightening the screws on young Mark Leatham. The amateur, well and truly under the cush. And there, Mark, you can see the league table.
Yeah, not a great start for Craig Brown, already on a -3 difference. But JJ4, great start there with that +3. Dan Davies probably watched that already and thinking, oh, he needs a big win here against Mark Leatham. Because I think a lot of the players here, that's where the frames have got to come from, is against Mark being the outsider.
Trailing 2
But
frames
Mark
to
ain't come here just to make the numbers up. But what he needs to do here, he needs to keep the white ball on the table this time.
Yeah, very good point you make there as well. After having seen JJ's performance against Craig Brown, and Craig, probably the second favorite to get through this group, kind of put the pressure on Dan Davey, didn't it?
Yeah, it did, because he's already played Craig Brown, and Craig's going to be one of the strongest players in this group, even though we did sort of see it in that first match on YouTube, because he only made one mistake, but
10
JJ just
seconds.
punished him every time. He was
Extension call.
flawless.
Still 20 seconds for Dan to make his mind up how to attack the table here.
10 seconds.
Well, you see what his method was. He tried to dislodge that one red. He's definitely developed it away from the cushion, but it's still not available to the nearest corner, and he's bumped the other red nearest the bottom right corner into the danger zone. So a lot of work to do here.
Yeah, that was one of them scenarios, good news, bad news. But
10
with
seconds.
that sort of red and yellow tight on that bottom cushion, it means he can cannon into that red. And that yellow, you can't see any other point of it going, but to going in that top bottom right-hand corner. But has he got a ball to dislodge it out? Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of work to do here, Jim. Even that red just below
10
the black
seconds.
as well. It's not straightforward. Are we going to see a containing shot here? 2-0 ahead.
And another thing, too, that Dan Davey will certainly be weighing up in his mind. He's seen so many favorites fall by the wayside. Only Liam Dunster has gone through his group. So Dan knows being the favorite
10 seconds.
right now means nothing.
So I think we're going to see some tactical side from both players here. That bottom right-hand corner looks pretty clustered. But Dan's going to want another red down there, because them two yellows can open it up. I mean,
10
yellows
seconds.
sort of look favourite at the moment, Jim.
Didn't get the cue ball where he wanted it. But his reds certainly are developed now.
10 seconds.
Yeah, that seems a nice little touch shot there from Dan. He's asking the question of Mark. I mean, Mark probably needs this, 2-0 down. He just wants a pretty steady frame just to try and calm the nerves a little bit.
10 seconds.
But he also needs to start potting balls. He's got to be getting some frames on the board, and not what an outstanding pot that is for Mark Leatham.
A lot of work to do, the bottom end of the table, though.
10 seconds.
He looks a little bit short of pace there. He wanted to be another 3 inches just to try and pop that yellow in the bottom right corner, and that would have just developed all of them out. But now what does he do? Is he going to have to play like a containing shot here? Needs to take a pocket. One thing for sure, he cannot afford to be leaving Dan
10
Davey a
seconds.
chance.
Well, I think he has. Not an easy one.
No, you've used it, I'm afraid. Ten seconds.
Yeah, I mean, the opening pot here is quite simple, but that red that's below the black, that's his problem ball. And again, it looks a little bit short of where he wants to be perfect. Whichever pot he takes on here, he's going to be going away from his work. He's going to have to really develop something from this. Big shot. Going to play the big pocket.
Pretty straight on this red. Just looking where he wants the cue ball to slide to attack the last. And it looks like he can draw this back to play that black into the right center. He's looking very strong, Mark, very strong.
Yeah, this has been a great start from Dan Davey. And he's already got a point on the board, being 3-0 ahead. And you want the 4-0 win. We'll be in to break next as well.
He's taken every advantage that Mark Leatham sends his way. 3-0, secured himself the point already. And now you're looking hard and long at a 4-0 scoreline. That'll put him in good stead. And next to come, Mark will stay on the table and he'll be up against Craig Brown. And Craig will be looking for a little retribution after his first match loss. So Mark Leatham, he's got a long road ahead of him right now.
Dan Davey to break, leading 3 frames to 0.
And normally that
Time running.
third match of the evening, that's one that can near enough send a player home, and both of them players have got to avoid defeat. So it's going to be very interesting with the outcome of that.
Well, nothing down. So a chance for Mark here. And we did see one 3-0 advantage. If you remember back a few days ago, Mark Boyle was 3-0 up in his match. I think that might have been against Wade Marley.
Yeah,
Wade
it
Marley
was.
and came back and lost 3 in a row. And Mark Boyle was a heavy favorite. So Dan Davey will be well aware of that. Be taking nothing lightly.
No, it was, and you've got to say that is probably the match that cost Mark Boyle from a place in the next stage, because he was only 1 point away from getting in the next stage. Yeah, he didn't really get into that shot there. I think he's going to have to reroute here. I think he wanted to be on that red next to that yellow, just below the black spot.
Ten seconds.
It should be okay, because that red does pass that yellow into the bottom left-hand corner. So, there's going to be, after this pot here, the key shot will be position on that ball in the top half of the table. And that black, it's only got a couple of pockets down the bottom half to be potted in.
10 seconds.
He'll have to avoid all the traffic to play from the last red to the black. Angle is key on that last red.
Well, he's definitely got an angle there, Jim. But this white ball, this pot's a little bit tougher than he wanted. Looks like he's trying to play it positively, but he's missed the red.
Well, it was a brave effort. He had plenty of angle. But as you said, he just left himself a little too much to
10
do.
seconds.
And now Dan, with a lot of options, probably a containing shot to start.
Total snooker. Ten seconds.
Well, he's got out the snooker there. But we can only see one outcome here. And that is Dan Davey probably going for these. I mean, he can play another snooker, but I don't think it's going to benefit him. I mean, he has got a semi-tricky yellow on that side cushion on the left
10
there.
seconds.
But it's not, can't be a problem for Dan Davey.
Yeah, just having a look at that yellow next to the red. You could go into it here. And now everything at his mercy.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, the pressure that Dan has put Mark under, you could just tell with that previous pot that Mark
10
missed.
seconds.
He was under all sorts of pressure. But Dan Davey, what a great start to his Champions Cup campaign.
In fairness, he started out and put Mark under a lot of heat. And he never relented.
So, key shot here now. He just needs to get on this one on this left-hand side. Up the cushion. He just needs to cue this perfectly.
Doesn't have to do much with the white. An artist's performance, this one from Double D. Never threatened, always in control. And it
Frame
was
and the
all
match.
business
Dan
for
Davey
Dan
wins 4-0.
Davey. A 4-0 defeat of Mark Leatham, and he has put himself right into the favorites role in this group. A great performance, Dan Davey, and I'll bet that our boys in the studio will be very impressed with that.
Well, that's got to be one of the easiest £200 I think anyone's ever picked up. One of our betting partners just before the match was started there. You was in the commentary box, Mark. He reported a bet of £500, a monkey's £500 on Dan Davey to win at 2-5. We thought it was a short price 2-5, but if you put your £500 in a building society, you won't get £200, will you? Not at the moment, but that was a very, very easy win for Dan Davey, 4-0.
And not only an easy win, a really good start. And the way that he's gone about his work there, he's been very calm, and he just looks eloquently, perfectly around the table. And Dan Davey, he's going to take some beating in that sort of form. He's here. He's means business
as well, Mark, as well. I know where I'm going to. I'm going to the cafe in Reading. I'm going to have a full English breakfast stand tomorrow. I hope you get up nice and early to cook it for me. But what a win that was, wasn't it, 4-0?
Yeah, brilliant win, and it sets him up really good now. And with JJ4 winning 4-1 in that first match, it's going to be interesting how them two pan out next. But Mark Leatham and Craig Brown, they're on next. And it's going to be important because whichever player loses that, they're going home.
But what you just see there, Mark Leatham's now, we've got the players on screen here, he's 4-1, and Craig Brown's 8-15 and 5-2 to tie. But I watched Craig Brown in the first match, JJ4 beat him 4-1, but Craig Brown made one mistake in that match, didn't he? And really and truthfully, I fancy Craig Brown here to win as well, but he's a short price again, 8-15. I wonder if that big punter who had £500 on the last winner, I wonder if he'd come out to play here on Craig Brown at 8-15 to beat Mark Leatham.
Well, we'll have to find out, won't we? It's going to be an interesting match, though, this one. But remember, whoever loses, they'll be going home.
I'll tell you what we'll do then. We're going to come back in dead 3 minutes. So if you want to get a bit of value on match two on Sporty stuff, match 3 on the evening, Mark Leatham, he's 4-1, 8-15 Craig Brown, and if you fancy the tie, 5-2. I'm going to go for another. I wonder if that big punter would come on who had £500 on the last winner.
Champions Cup, Group F, Match 3, best of 6 frames. First frame, Craig Brown to break. Time running.
And welcome back here at Sporty Stuff TV. This is the Champions Cup 2022. This is Craig Brown losing that first match 4 frames to 1. And he's up against Mark Leatham, who's already lost 4 frames to 0 to Dan Davey. But that's a good start there from Craig. Good break. Like I said in my little chat there before this match, whichever player loses hit this match here, they'll be going home. When I say going home, I mean eliminated from this part of the competition. But Craig Brown, these yellows. So, key shot of the frame here, this yellow. I mean, this is the most time I've seen Craig Brown take over a shot. This is, but he's missed the yellow. Just tried to force it in, to force the positional. And that's another error there from Craig Brown. He only made 1 in that first match against JJ. I'm just wondering if that's sort of playing on his mind, that 4-1 defeat. Knowing he must win these next 2 matches to stand any chance of getting through. But what's Mark Leatham done here? It's a great pot, but is he on this one? On the bottom half of the table, is he jawed? It looks like he's okay. Well, if he takes this frame, this will settle him down lovely. These are pretty much roll-ins to get his first frame of his Champions Cup campaign. And now this simple 8-ball to take the lead against Craig Brown. And that was a really big error there from Craig Brown. And there you see it, Mark Leatham, 1-0 ahead. I would say Mark Leatham, he's here to play. He wants to win a match here. He's not come to get beat in all 3 matches. He wants to win. He's in good spirits and he's there. He's been hitting that practice table. Craig Brown there. What's going through his mind now? 4-1 defeat already, and already 1-0 down in this match.
Frame 2. Mark Leatham to break, leading 1-0. Time running.
So we're not seeing the best of Mark Leatham's break. I think at least he's kept the white on the table this time. And these reds have all split open. The yellows are split open. They've all got pockets. He's going to have a choice here. You can't see any other outcome here. But apart from Mark Leatham going 2-0 ahead.
Seconds.
Are we going to see the
Extension
first
call.
upset of the night? So elected for these reds. He's going to have to take this one into the bottom right-hand corner first. But he's going to have a difficult pot, really, after this. Just that one in the middle. Just drop this in. It's dropped in just. But what angle has he got on this? It doesn't look great. Ideally needed to run that through off the bottom cushion as well. But he just wanted to make sure the pot to keep at the table. But I just feel that this clearance just could get a bit harder.
10 seconds.
Going to take both these now into the left centre. Just needs that to wall up a bit. As it walled up enough to drop that into that left centre. Positional wise, he's going to be pretty good. But he's still going to have to get past all them yellows and get on the black ball. He's going to need to leave a nice angle on this one in the top left-hand corner after taking this into the right centre. So it looks like he's got a nice angle, but there is traffic in the way if he wanted to play it in the middle. But for me, he just needs to come off the top two cushions, spin it round and then take the black into the bottom left. Where's the white ball? He's okay. That's, for me, I don't think that's how he's played it, but he'll settle for that. Just got to be careful where this white's going. You don't want to find the gap and go into the middle pocket. This is good.
Frame.
He's 2-0 ahead. Great clearance there from Mark Leatham. I said he meant business, and he sure does. He's 2-0 ahead. Craig Brown, what can you do? So Mark Leatham, he's got to feel better about himself now. He's finally got some Champions Cup frames on the board. Craig Brown, come on. Let's see you get back into this one. He's got a lot of potential, this lad from the northeast.
Frame 3. Craig Brown to break, trailing 2-0. Time running.
Well, he's got a ball. He's going to have an opportunity here. And these yellows, they don't look bad. And these are the chances he's got to take. If he doesn't take this chance, then the writing's on the wall for Craig. He'll be pretty much out of this. But trust me, he'll waste no time in clearing these up. He's just got to get these last two frames and that last match out of his mind.
Reset the shot clock, please. Thank you.
Well, I know The players get 30 seconds a shot, but he's probably getting 30 seconds to clear the table here. Maybe we need to cut the shot clock down the way that he's going about his work here. And he's cleared these up in no time.
Frame.
He must have a bus to catch because he's back in this match. That's another breaking clearance there for Craig.
Frame 4. Mark leave them to break, leading 2 frames to 1. Time running.
The white balls.
Foul.
He's gone in, and he seems to be doing that regular at the moment. He needs to cut that out of his game.
1 free shot, 1 visit.
Otherwise, he's
Time
going to
running.
find himself out of this competition. And Craig Brown, great opportunity to level this match up.
Extension called.
Just taking his time, trying to work out his route here. So it looks like he's going to use his free shot just to try and develop something here. And that's not worked out very well at all. He's still left himself a bit of work to do here. He's not fully over yet. One good pot here and a positional play. Again, still not perfect. Needs to get back in position soon, otherwise
10
this frame will
seconds.
be getting away from him as well. There's a lovely little bit of side there just to whip round the back of that red. He's gradually getting back in position, but not in prime position yet. This is a chance now to get back in position. Landed a little bit straight, just caught the knuckle. He just straightened up that white ball a little bit. It looks like he's going to have to leave himself a difficult pot after this. He looks perfect on that now. He's just missed that onto the far jaw. He's handed this table over to Mark Leatham, and he's got a real good chance now to possibly get his first point on the board. A little bit of work to do with these yellows, but he'll be looking at taking these out. So, key shot now for him. I'm expecting him to make the pot here, but it's all about the position. Just using all of that 30 seconds he's got. Well, he's playing a containing shot. He feels like he's got full control of this frame now. So it looks like all these reds go, but
10 seconds.
what's going to be his opening pot? I don't think he can probably go for these just yet. Looks like he's covered the pocket.
Ten seconds.
So does Mark feel that this is the time now to take these on? So
10 seconds.
I think he's covered this
Extension call.
bottom right hand corner, but is he going to sort of stun this in the bottom left hand corner, then try and open that pocket up? I mean, for me, he's relying on a lot of things going right here. I think he's just tried to come a little bit closer to this right hand cushion, but leaving it to your last ball to get out. He's normally ends only one way, pretty bad. So this is a tough pot. He's going to try and get the pocket. Doesn't look like he's got even half a pocket there. As you saw, he didn't. So these reds, they've all got pockets. It's just about manoeuvring that white ball around and getting on them. I mean, he could leave that one on that side cushion till the very end. And leave him pretty, well, not a pretty simple black into the left centre, but one you'd expect him to get. But where's the positional play gone? It's not gone right, and it's really not Craig Brown's night.
Ten seconds.
Needs the pocket here. He's played that well. A very good containing shot there from Craig Brown. So a bit of cat and mouse now. I mean, has he got room to get that yellow past that red to cover that pocket? It looks like he has. There's a little bit of room there for him. He needs to make his mind up. Otherwise he's going to be a little bit under shot clock pressure. Another containing shot. Has he left the edge? Don't think he has. Asking the question now of Craig. But him moving that yellow, does that now open that up to get past that red? Craig needs to do something special here. Needs to cover that white ball. It doesn't look like he has. You see the reaction there from Craig Brown.
No, you've used it, I'm afraid.
So one good shot here from Mark. He's going to be the first player to get to 3. But he didn't have enough room there. Where's the red ball going?
Foul.
That's not what he's wanted. And Craig Brown, this is going to be a pretty simple finish now
One visit
for him
Time running.
to level this match up 2-2. And you've got to say, Mark's pretty much had a chance there. Craig Brown wasting no time to level this match up. This black then to make it 2-2.
Frame.
There it is. But really, you've got to say the draw is not great for either of them, especially after the first 2 players, JJ and Dan David. They've already got wins on the board, and they're up next in the next match.
Frame 5. Craig Brown to break. Scores are tied, 2 frames all. Time running.
That's a good break. Has he got a ball? He's going to be dry. I mean, he connected to him pretty well. So there didn't seem to be many balls threatening the pockets there. They just all got blocked. Just that one in the top right-hand corner was the closest. So Mark Leatham, another
10 seconds.
chance at trying to get to
Extension
3
call.
first. That's okay. So problem ball, that one in the bottom right corner behind that yellow.
Ten seconds.
So going back up the table first. Left himself a nice angle on that, and I thought that red did pass into the top right-hand corner, but it looks like it doesn't, especially with the way there is left that white ball now. He's going to try and come between the gap between the red and the yellow and land on that red to try and take it into the same pocket as this one. Got a nice little kiss there off the yellow. Don't think he played the kiss, but he'll take that. But again, he's leaving his problem ball pretty much to the end of his clearance. Is this going to come back to bite him again?
10 seconds.
Yeah, this is the second time he's done this in this match. He's left the problem ball till the end. Is he on it? He needs to slow down.
Timeout.
No, he's asked Ben Taylor for Ente.
Total snooker.
See
Time
if
running.
it's a total snooker, and Ben, as you can hear then, it is. You don't want this red ball in. He's going to hit it. There's no problem in hitting it. There you see it. But you've got to say he's sort of going to be in heaps of trouble now. So Craig is going to be looking at hiding this yellow ball. He probably needs one free shot, one visit, just to get this win on the board for him. And that's a pretty good
Time out.
snooker there.
Sorry, mate. Total snooker.
I mean, the only option I see for him here is off the jaws in the bottom left-hand corner. One of the shots you play down at your local club, but if it comes off, you look like a hero. And it's nowhere
Foul.
near. And now then Craig Brown. You're going to be the first player to get to 3 frames. That red and that
One free
yellow
shot.
that are together.
One visit.
It's a pretty
Time running.
straight plant in there, and he's going to be attacking that first, I should suspect. So it's just about now working his pattern out right. He needs to take these in the correct order.
Yes.
I mean, that red ball of Mark's is pretty safe down there. Craig would be just making sure if he does miss or comes out of position, he needs to make sure he doesn't leave Mark any shot at that. can't see no problems here for Craig.
10 seconds.
He's only going to sort of create him himself, and he's played this well. Brilliant pace there. And a good pot. He's in prime position now. Looks like he's going to be back to his normal fluent self. He's not going to waste no time in taking these out. That white ball looks like he's got away from him a little bit, left himself a bit of hampered queuing. But it shouldn't cause a problem here. Should be okay now. 2 balls away from getting to 3. Again, left himself a bit of hampered queuing again, but should be a simple enough black for Craig. And there you see it.
Frame.
Simply put into the side pocket. Craig Brown is 1 frame away from getting his first 2 points on the board. He's already got a point on the board, guaranteed a point. It probably won't be enough, especially with Dan Davey and JJ Ford, who are up next. And look at that, previous matches 7-2. JJ beat Dan Davey, and that was this season. So they're both on 2 points, and you've got to feel if one of them players win this, they're going to be favourite for the group. But both are in fine form and both played really well in their first matches. Let's get back to this match. Mark Leatham.
Final frame. Mark Leatham to break.
Can he get his first point on the
23
board?
frames to 2.
He needs
running.
this frame.
I am.
Well, I didn't think he was going to get a ball there, but that yellow has just dropped into the side pocket. Is Craig Brown going to get a chance to win this match? Or is Mark going to take these out in 1?
Well, Mark, I've been watching this match from the sidelines, and neither player have really taken the bull by the horns. It's really been a case of, a few open opportunities that have come with mistakes.
10 seconds.
But in fairness, a 3-3 draw here wouldn't really help either one's cause.
No, it wouldn't, but it probably would be a fair result, the way that both these players have played. But Mark's got to hold himself together to try and get this 3-3 draw.
Ten seconds.
He's lost the cue ball in a number of situations, has Mark. And again, neither player, I think when they're flowing, they play a little
10
faster.
seconds.
They're taking a
Extension
little
call.
extra time, almost looking for what can go wrong.
Yeah, they are, Jim, and we call that a bit of overthinking. And we're definitely seeing that from both these players. It just means so much to them. They know they've both got to win. There's only one player that can win this match now, and that is Craig Brown. But why he's not at the table, he can't win it.
Again, not the best positional shot from Mark. He's only got 1 red, really, that he can shoot now. And he's going to have to take a good positional shot from this situation to retrieve it. And that's not it.
Total snooker.
You really He really has been his own undoing in situations. He just made his work a little too difficult.
Foul.
Yeah, he has. I mean, you got to sort of feel
One,
for him
two
there a
shots.
little
One
bit.
visits.
That little kiss on
Time
the
running.
yellow just made it go behind it. And if he'd have missed the yellow, he would have been having an opportunity at that red. But it turns out he hasn't. And he's now gifting a chance now for Craig Brown to get his first 2 points on the board. And 2 points he badly needs.
I know what Craig was thinking there, trying to get that red on the top cushion. Would have bought him a little bit of insurance. I doubt he'll need it. Everything's in the open.
Yeah, it is. The only thing you can sort of see go wrong is you don't get position on them 2 yellows near the black. So he needs to be a bit careful there. Ideally, he needs to take one of them out in the next sort of 3
10
shots.
seconds. Extension called.
Yeah, again, you can see he's in the open, but he's just seeing things that can go wrong. Got a lot of negative thoughts swirling in his head. Never the sort of thing you like to see from a player like Craig, that when he's flowing, takes little time at the table and just exudes confidence.
One
10
good positional
seconds.
shot here, Jim, and this match is over, and this looks like it. Maybe he's not in prime position. Might be a bit straight on this one in the bottom left-hand corner. But this is key shot now then. Just going to drop it in. Looks okay.
Well, if he completes this, it's going to be a nice win for Craig because he trailed it 2-1 at one point in this match. So scraping out a 4-2 winner from 2-1 down, well, you've got to tip your hat to him. Just taking a little extra time here because he understands the significance of this situation. And a pretty nicely controlled white there. This for a 4-2 win. And that's going to go a long
And the
ways to
match,
help
Brown
Craig
wins
establish a
4-22.
little of that flagging confidence. A 4-2 win over Mark Leatham. That'll certainly send a message to the other players in the group. Let's send it back to Gary and Mark and get their feelings on this last match.
Well, he come from behind there, didn't he, Craig? But you know, I thought he'd win before, but he was a short price, 15 or 8 on. If there was any, the big punter, by the way, never come back on. The one who had £500 on Dan Davey, he never played on that match, so
didn't he?
he may be keeping his powder dry. But great win there, wasn't it, Mark?
And a win that he badly needed to get back into this group. I mean, this next match between Dan Davey and JJ4 is going to be so important. But Craig Brown, he's back in this group now. He's got a chance of winning this group, but he's going to have to rely on some of the results going his way. It's going to be interesting how this next match pans out because whoever wins it are going to be in pretty much control. And if it's a draw, 3-3 draw, that'll be a good result for Dan Davey because he's already got that +1 difference better than JJ. So it's going to be interesting.
So Mark Leatham, I'm afraid he's on his way home. As Jim Bowen used to say, what is it? Bus fare home, isn't it? BFH, isn't it? Bus fare home to Mark Leatham. But I thought he played really well there. But the next match is what you said. I think it's going to go a long way, isn't it? Dan Davey here, the JJ4, or we're going to call it the Battle of the S's because it's the Switch, that's Dan Daly's Cafe, versus the Savannah, which is JJ4's club. So it's a double S, isn't it? They're playing against each other. But I'm going to have a bit of that traditional breakfast tomorrow. I'm thinking the switch. That'll do me. Right, here we go. Sporty Stuff TV. This is fantastic, isn't it, Mark, again this evening? There's nothing in these matches again, is there? It could go either way.
This one could, definitely, and there's one that we've all been waiting for. Who's going to come out on top? Somebody needs to.
Who do you fancy?
You've got to look any further than Dan Davey, double D.
Yeah, I'll tell you what odds he is as well, Dan Davies, 11 to 10 to win this match with some of our betting partners. I'm just looking down, 11 to 10, 7 to 4 JJ4, and you can have 9 to 4 to draw. So it's really, really close, isn't it? So I'll tell you what to do. If you want to get a bit of value, go online, have a look at the prices with our betting partners, and we're going to be back in 1, 2, 3 minutes. See you in 3.
Champions Cup, Group F, Match 4, best of 6 frames. First frame, JJ Fall to break. Time running.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you've grabbed a comfortable chair and you're settling in, because for me, this is the match that could well decide the group finish. Both of these players on wins after their first round draws, and convincing as well. A 4-1 win for JJ Fall, 4-0 to Dan Davey. So a big opportunity as you see the dry break there from JJ. Double D just surveying the situation right now. Neither reds nor yellows present an easy out. But both players understand the significance of getting off to a good start here. In the studio, Gary and Mark were talking about a possible draw. 9 to 4 the draw pays in this match. For
10
me,
seconds.
well, that might be the favorite. And I think the draw also brings Craig Brown back into the fray in terms of getting out of the group. Good opening red, that one. A little bit unlucky from Dan. Double kissed that red on the right-hand side. If he would have brought that out into the middle of the table, the reds would have been there for the taking.
10 seconds.
Oh, good effort. Tried to get on the other side of that red and only went to the same pocket he just made that last one. And just a little short of what would have been ideal position. And that's not ideal either. He is on a red, but queuing right over the yellow means that controlling that white is at a premium.
Ten seconds.
And I tried to manufacture an angle and make it off the cushion and increase the degree of difficulty tenfold to the pot. But hasn't been the worst result in the world. Nothing easy for JJ. These two business owners finding a little bit of time to get some practice in.
10
The
seconds.
cafe owner, Dan Davey, and the club owner, JJ Fall. A lot of experience at the table out there right now.
Ten seconds.
Oh, great shot. That one. Definitely worth another look. Watch this double straight into the corner pocket. And he missed trying to develop that awkward red. That's still the problem ball for Dan, and he knows it. Well, he'd love to get that cue ball back to where he just showed you with his Q-tip. Was never going to be easy.
Ten seconds.
Well, as great a shot as that was on the red, he's going to have to find another one here on this black because he's in no man's land. But some kind of effort on that red. Almost defied the laws of physics.
10 seconds.
Off the cushion. Didn't have a lot of choice. He had to throw his cue at that one. It was an uphill struggle, to say the very least. Now, every chance for JJ Fall in this opening frame. And he knows he doesn't have to take it yet. He's got plenty of time.
Total snooker.
And Dan's showing you a 3-cushion escape. He'd like a full contact on that black. And it will be tracking towards that side pocket.
10
This would be an
seconds.
exhibition shot. It's a great hit to make that black.
Foul.
Well, what could have
1
been?
free shot. 1 visit. Time running.
It was close. And just missed the
Timeout.
black.
Time running.
Well, it looks like he's just bought himself another situation of containment. He didn't want to take that black off the cushion. Again, that's his insurance policy, but he's in no rush as JJ Fall.
Total snooker.
I'm not exactly sure how Dan's going to figure out an escape path for this one. Massey off the top cushion.
Foul. 1 free shot. 1 visit. Time running.
Well, once again, the foul extracted. And we'll see if JJ decides to attack now. They are there. Sometimes you can get overcautious.
Total snooker.
He's letting Dan to the table an awful lot. Yeah, he's got nothing in terms of anything he can get aggressive with, but you do tempt fate. And if nothing else, Dan has got that black right into the open, and now that puts a little bit of pressure on JJ. So almost guaranteed he'll be putting Dan Davey into the weeds again.
Total snooker.
But where that black is now, stranger things have happened in smaller towns.
10 seconds.
Oh, good effort. And look at this. Raises his hand to apologize, but the last thing he feels is sorry. Good effort, that one from Dan Davey. And if nothing else, he's played himself into contention in this frame.
10 seconds.
And how about that? He waited too long, in my opinion, JJ Fall. And Dan Davey is going to run out a winner in this opening frame. He had a few early chances to attack, decided to defend. It ended up costing him. And Double D secures frame number 1. And he's off the mark. JJ with nothing to do but think about what should have been, because he did have control of that frame. Dan Davey, he would have come into this match as slight favorite. Both players with prohibitive wins in their first round matches. And that first frame will do nothing to take Dan Davey's
Frame
confidence
2.
away. He'll
Dan
be
Davey to
delighted
break.
to have secured it.
Leading 1 frame to 0. Time running.
But now, frame number 2, a good break, put him in great stead. And there is one thing about the balls in pool. They do tend to remember. The
10
Reds
seconds.
much better suited. And you can see the black near that left center. Dan would like to get rid of these 4 reds at the top end of the table and then come down for the other 2. They'll present much easier position to that black, but really just depends on how he sees the finish here. Either way, they're there for the taking. It'll be interesting when we get Dan back into the commentary box.
10 seconds.
You know, how he talks about the environment out there, the pressure. And until you've actually lived it and experienced it, you can never fully understand it. Under the TV lighting, you're all alone. And that's where that very high
10
level of
seconds.
concentration that we talk about so often plays a major role. Good shot, that one from Dan. He's just got to be a little careful here. He's dead in us red, and
Extension
he
call.
knows the angle that he leaves the red to the right center. He's just got to get that cue ball past that yellow, which means he's going to have to play the shot either at angle or a little bit more pace than he would ideally like. And again, pretty straight, so he's going to have to hit this with a bit of pace to get that cue ball past the yellow. That is, of course, unless he can just stop it dead and there's a gap between the yellows to that black. But that would be fraught with danger.
10 seconds.
No, he's elected to pull it back. felt more comfortable doing that. He had to play it at pace, but this is a great finish from Dan Davy. And how
Frame.
about that? When JJ Fall looked like he was in control of the opening frame, Davy secured it, and he took that momentum right through to secure frame number 2 and a commanding lead in a vital match. 2-0 Dan Davy over JJ Fall. No prizes for guessing which one of these two is feeling the most comfortable in their chair right now. JJ out of his chair. Can't wait for our referee to get the balls racked. He's still carrying around. There he's shaking his head. He's still carrying around
Frame 3.
some of the negative thoughts
JJ
from
Fall to
that
break.
opening frame that he
Trailing 2
knows
frames to nil.
should have been his.
Time running.
And now he faces a 2-0 deficit. Little venom in this break. But a ball down. Just the last one moving. So we'll see if JJ can try and establish a
10
little bit of
seconds.
momentum here in frame number 3. Hails from South Africa and is home now in the Manchester area where his club is. His club's called Savannah. Well, good news, bad news. He developed that yellow. He had to, but he's run out of position. Unless he can pull a rabbit from a hat here. He's looking at the combination, yellow on to yellow, and great effort. And that had to be made, far from easy. And all of a sudden, he's in complete control of frame 3. And this doesn't look like the same player that played frame number 1 with all that care and caution. He's thrown it all to the wind in this one. And this is just exactly what the doctor ordered for JJ Fall. A terrific break and finish. Parks Dan Davy in his chair. A 2-1 advantage, still the double D. But JJ with a little to build on there. Can sit back and dwell on the positives from his most recent outing. See what Dan Davy can do with the next frame. Frame number 4. And you just
Frame
know
4.
that Dan would love
Dan
to
Davy to break.
secure that third frame
Only
and
2
with
frames
it
to 1.
guarantee himself a point
Time running.
and really put himself into the catbird seat in terms of progressing from this group. Ball down. And cue ball right in the middle of the table. That's ideal. And this is a great break. Worth another look. If you can break the balls like this and bottle it, you could sell this to every pool player on the planet.
Extension called.
Great shot. Plenty of pocket for that black top right. Dan knows it. Now he's just got to settle in And this is all about muscle memory, all those hours of practice. Let that back arm do what it knows how to do best.
Ten seconds.
Well, slightly overcooked that one. Now he's got to be a little careful because his cue ball is going to be running around a little bit now. Just got to ensure not to overhit this. Nicely played, nicely played. Big pocket, top right. The black to secure a point.
Frame.
He's a menacing player, is Double D. Dan Davey, 3-1 ahead of JJ Fall with a terrific break. And he has secured that 1 point that puts him in solid position to get through. There's still lots of pool to come your way here. Next up, it'll be Mark Leatham, and JJ will be staying at the table to try and put the amateur home and dry. Right now, the focus of his concern is his match here. He's down 3-1. He's at the table breaking. The best he can do is force a draw. The way that Dan Davies playing,
Frame 5. JJ Fall to break.
that
Trailing
might
3
be a
frames to
result.
1. Time running.
And I didn't hear anything drop. Neither did Dan Davey. Can be a cruel game. Pool
10
and
seconds.
being successful at this elite level. It really demands the utmost in concentration, discipline, and you have to be very selfish when you're at the table. This is all about you. How about that little shot from Dan Davey? He's got it all happening right now. He is orchestrating some kind of performance out here. Still, one awkward yellow. I'll make that 2 awkward yellows. This one will go off the red, and he's brought that cue ball into ideal position to play this yellow off the red. Not easy. Maybe he doesn't like it. I don't see where he's got any choice.
Ten seconds.
Oh, he misjudged it. So he's given JJ the chance that he needed. A rare mistake from Double D.
Extension called.
Well, this is JJ Fall's time. This was Dan's break. And if JJ can secure this one, you'll know he'll break in the next. He's got an awful lot of work to do. That one difficult red, the top end of the table as we look next to the yellow, that's going to have to be developed. This might be another one of those frames that JJ gets himself into a position where he tries to buy the foul. So that's a ways away. Now he's got an angle on this red. Nice angle to take that cue ball up table. And we'll see how he wants to play this. Everyone back in Manchester at the club watching and cheering him on. Well, he's on that one red. Red to the top right as we look. But again, that red near the yellow, that's the problem ball. JJ knows it. He took a flail to try and develop it. He took the more difficult of the two reds because he knew the cue ball was heading towards that difficult red. And it just didn't work out for him. It was never going to be easy. Well, a containing shot. He hasn't left anything for Dan here. But again, from this position, two extra yellows on the table. Dan's got a few more alternatives with which to play safe, and JJ knows that. And that was a good effort. Not making life easy for Dan.
Ten seconds. Extension call.
Yeah, I don't blame him taking the extension there. I'd buy myself a little extra time to weigh up the options here too. This is tricky, and he's got to be really careful. That escape from JJ, I don't think that one red will pass the yellow into the top corner, bottom as we look. And that might be the one insurance policy Dan has. I was trying to get that cue ball. If he could have got it to the end cushion, it would have been a total snooker. Now, is this red possible? Off the cushion, off the yellow? It's definitely going to be hanging around that corner. Is it ever? Oh, this is so unlucky. That is so unlucky. A great shot from JJ Fall, and it's all for naught.
One visit, time running.
Very creative shot on that red. Nothing he can do but sit down into his chair now, and a glaring mistake is the only thing that's going to bring him out of it. And I doubt it's going to come. The man at the table reminds me of a bulldog. Once he gets a handle on it, there's no way he's letting it go. You look back to that opening frame in this match, the one that JJ had complete control of, and then Davey seized victory from the jaws of defeat in that opening frame and never looked back. A great performance from Double D. A 4-1 victory over JJ Fall. Davey definitely the man of the moment. And what a performance. Gary and Mark back in the studio. How impressive was that?
That was very, very impressive, Jim. 4-1 winner there for Dan Davey, Double D. And it looks like, I know we've been having plenty of outsiders have been obliging in this Champions Cup this year, but tonight it could be Double D. 5-4 he was to win before we started, and that was a great win there as well, 4-1.
Yeah, he looks in good control now, and it's all in his hands now to win this group. He's on a +7 average. He's got 4 points. He needs a point now in this last match against Craig Brown, and he's home and dry. He'll be in the stage 2, which will start on Sunday.
You did fancy him to win tonight, Dan Davey, didn't you? To win it tonight, you said 5-4
Yeah.
was some value, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, credit to like Craig Brown, JJ and Mark. They've all played pretty well. JJ a little bit disappointed that he hasn't sort of got through and he hasn't made that match closer. But as you can see, Dan Davey, he is clear there. JJ4 is on level points there for any chance of him getting through as a top runner-up to get into stage 2. I mean, we'll have to check a few statistics out and that. He needs to win the last match 4-0 against Mark Leatham. Which, well, it's the next match, isn't it? So it'll be interesting to see if he can do that. But he's got to get 4-0. Anything less than 4-0, he's out of the competition. He'll have to wait for event 3.
Well, should we watch it next? We're about 3 minutes, and we'll be back for JJ4 against Mark Leatham. 8-15 JJ4, Mark Leatham 7-2, and 9-4 the draw. I think we could get another favourite win. It could be favourites night tonight.
Champions Cup, Group F, Match 5, best of 6 frames. First frame, JJ Fall to break. Time running.
So JJ Fall stays at the table after that 4-1 defeat at the hands of Dan Davey, and up against Mark Leatham now. And I'm hoping that my colleague Mark Pickford has made his way back into the commentary box. And Mark, well, Picker's picks, you liked Dan Davey. You've got to be looking good right now with that pick.
Yeah, we have to. And I mean, the way that he started off his campaign, it was tremendous. And he's not let down any of his friends at home, definitely, with his performance. I mean, we've not seen too many favourites go through to this next stage. Only one currently with Liam Dunster. And Dan Davey, he only needs a point in his last match against Craig Brown to get through to that next stage.
Yeah, you really can't see him being halted at this point, can you? He played so well. And JJ having to stay on the table. Probably the best thing for him. Chance to quickly erase the memories of that defeat. But he needs a very one-sided victory here too, doesn't he, to have any chance?
Yeah, he does. He's going to need a 4-0 back the victory, and then we're going to be looking into some other statistics to see how that's going to go in against Connor Treacy and Andy Crosdale. I should say Andy Crosdale now, he's pretty safe into the next stage. It's just depending on which position he'll be in. But Connor Treacy, he's going to have to just watch and bear. If he is watching tonight, he's just going to have to watch these last few frames just to see how they pan out. And he'll be cheering on Mark Leatham because he wants a frame off JJ4.
Well, it won't be the first. JJ secures it quickly. 1-0, break and out. And that's the quickest way to get yourself back into a positive frame of mind. Mr. Savannah. Well, he's not shaking his head.
Frame
And that
2.
in itself
Mark Leatham to break.
speaks
Only
volumes.
1 frame to nil. Time running.
And the left-hander at the table, Mark Leatham.
Yeah.
No noise, apart from the break.
Yeah, and that's probably been the story of his night. He's had a couple of in-offs off his break. He's also had a few dry breaks. And it's sort of been beating him up, really. I mean, I sort of had, he was 7-2 to beat JJ in this match. And I thought that was good value, really, because he just needs to just loosen up, let go, enjoy his last match, and just sort of take the moment in his stride.
Well, anywhere but there. Had a little white that he could cue into there, but he's run out of position. Yeah, he can just bump this off the cushion, play safe.
10 seconds.
He's looking at a double. Drawing back. But that one lax positional effort from JJ sees him back to his chair prematurely.
Ten seconds.
So these yellows, Jim, Mark Latham, he really needs to take these out to stand any chance of getting any points on the board in this round robin format. But that yellow just nuzzling between them two reds. That's his problem ball. What can he do with that? Does it go through to the bottom left? I don't think so.
Really just playing for a little bit of respect now, isn't he? Because he knows he can't progress. That was a great shot. Instantly, he's given himself a chance at the table.
Yeah, like I said, Jim, he just needs to loosen up and just take these out, and he'll have a chance of getting something out of this match.
Ten seconds.
There's still a few things that can go wrong with this, though. That black doesn't look like it's available to either of the bottom corners. So he'll need an angle on the last yellow to get below the black.
10 seconds.
Well, he's left
That's
himself
not
a
ideal.
shot. He just needs to just drift this in the middle. I mean, he's going to leave himself a really difficult black, or he's going to take it into the top pocket. Big shot.
What a shot. Never touch the cushion. Arguably the best shot that Mark Latham has played in the event.
Frame.
And with it, secures the black and a 1-1 tie. Some finish that one from Mark Latham.
Yeah, it was. It just looks like he's relaxed a little bit now. He knows he's out of the competition. He can't progress. But that's the way to do it. And he must feel better after that. But there's our league table here, Jim. Dan Davey is in massive control. A point, as we've said, will secure him into that next stage.
Yeah, you just can't see him falling short.
Frame
And fully
three.
deserving, too. He has played
JJ
some
full to break.
terrific pool
Scores
tonight.
are tied. 1 frame all. Time
Yeah,
running.
It has, and JJ losing that frame has now meant that Connor Treacy will get the second best runner-up spot. So we've only got one space left now in stage 2, and that is who is going to win this group.
Ten seconds.
And JJ's had some good breaks in this
Extension
event.
called.
Even though there's a ball down, this hasn't been one of his best. He's got no easy starters. Good long red, though.
Let's go back to the possibilities of this group winner. So if Craig Brown wins 4-0, he will progress to the next stage. But that's a big ask, especially with the form that Dan Davies in. But the possibility is there. So 4-0, we'll be putting him on +3. Let me just work that out.
Well, one thing about it, though, Mark, it's one of the few times, certainly in the events that I've been commentating, that the last match is meaningful.
10 seconds.
And the last match will give us our group winner. A ton of upsets, so we've already noted. Liam Dumpster, the only player to have gone through. He was the favorite in Group 1, the opening day. And in fairness, Dunster went through in flying colors, didn't he? 4-0 every match. Was never threatened.
No, he wasn't. I'm not sure we'll probably ever see that again in this Champions Cup for 2022. That's going to take some doing to winning 12 frames on the bounce.
Oh, another psychological bruise that he's going to have to bear. Reminiscent of a black we saw Tom Barley miss, even though he ended up winning the group. But
10
it created
seconds.
some anxious moments for him, as I'm sure that has for JJ.
Yeah, it has. And Mark Leatham looks really relaxed out there now. And you've got to see that he's going to be taking a 2-1 lead in this match.
Ten seconds.
Now, if he's got a little angle on this yellow bottom left, to just punch the cue ball and stay above that yellow nearest the right side. Well, the hard work's been done.
He just needs to drop this in dead weight. Just on and off the cushion. He looks okay.
Frame.
Nice finish for Mark. A 2-1 advantage over JJ Fall. He'll stay up. Break. In frame number 4.
JJ, he needs to get that out of his mind now. If he does get 2 points in this, there is a good chance of him getting into event 3. So that's what his aim is now.
Frame 4. Mark Leatham to break, leading 2 frames to 1. Time running.
Kind of like JJ Fall's break. Successful, but no easy starters.
Yeah, a little
10
bit
seconds.
unlucky there, Jim.
Extension called.
Especially with that yellow over that middle pocket. Not sure we can get to it. He's going to have to hit a containing shot, or he's going to have to play something outrageous. Playing the plant.
Well, not necessarily the intended path to success, but it's kept him on the path.
Yeah, it has. It weren't obviously the route he was expecting, but it went in the pocket he was intending.
10 seconds.
And he's landed perfect on this yellow in the corner. What can he make of this chance? Well, that cannon is not going to be making things any easier. I'm not sure what he's got on here. Not a lot.
He tried to squeak that by the red. Take control of that top corner. Didn't do it.
Ten seconds.
I like that aggressive shot from JJ. Instantly goes after the more difficult of the reds. Develops it. Gives himself a chance at the frame. Won't be too bothered about seeing that one follow the other red in. Still got a nice angle on this red. Now, has he come far enough? He's playing the red to the right center. I think he's there.
Yeah, I've got to say, he's taken these out really well. And just that black, he just needs to be a bit careful of getting on, but he should be having no problem. As long as the positional plays right here, he's perfect. Straightforward now to make it 2 apiece.
Frame.
Yeah, a little extra time over that black ball. There was no way he's going to let that one get away. 2 apiece it is. JJ Fall, Mark Leatham. JJ swiped Mark's break in that one, so he'll break in the next. And interestingly enough, Mark, we haven't had a draw yet. We've had plenty of draws in the first few days, but nothing yet. Our first real chance at the draw here.
Yeah, it is.
Frame
It was a
5.
9-4 shot for the
JJ
draw.
Fall to break. Scores are tied. 2 frames all. Time running.
But draw might be enough to get JJ Fall into event 3. So there will be another 24 players. I'm going to say 24 top-ranked players from this tournament. And they'll be playing off against each other for the last space in the grand final on March the 20th. But we'd love to get both these frames and secure the win, because 2 points would definitely see him through to event 3.
10 seconds.
Just the one tricky red. That left-hand cushion now.
Reset the shot clock, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 2 reds on the cushion here. He's going to have to take these in the correct order. He's going downstairs first. Don't want to be straight. Looks like he's going to leave himself a lovely angle here. Great shot here from JJ.
No, left himself a little more angle than I think he wanted, Mark. So he's got to be a bit careful here. Is he going to just try and trundle this one in, or he's going to hit it with a bit of pace?
Well, he's going to have to cue it sweet, whichever he does. Well, that's not sweet enough. And now, Hot Leatham. He's left himself the perfect angle on this yellow now to get his... Well, he's going to play the double. Thought he might have took the one over the pocket to get that yellow off, but this is probably the right way of going about it. But the positional play, a little bit to be desired.
Well, he's going to have to come with a
10
big
seconds.
shot now.
Foul.
Disaster.
1 free shot.
Total mishit
One
there,
visit. Time running.
and that was disastrous for Mark Leatham.
Yeah, it was, and that seems to happen a couple of times tonight. Just at the crucial stage of the match. It just lets them get away from him. And again, JJ is over. Cook this a little bit. I know he can just drop it in, but the black's going to be a little bit more difficult than he wanted. He's going to come off the top cushion, is he? No. Leave himself a mid-range black here, one that we all expect him to get.
And get it he does. Secures the point. 3-2, he's in front. Gives himself a chance. JJ Fall. Still got one more big match to come, and one that will decide the winner of the group. Craig Brown has to beat Dan Davey 4-0 to go through. Dan wins 1 frame, and he's your group winner. Still to come.
Yeah, so still all to play for. There's 1 space left to stage 2. Who is going to get it?
Final frame. Mark Leatham to break. Trading 3 frames to 2. Time running.
Mark needs a big break here.
Foul.
Well, all of a sudden, those pockets are coming into play for Mark
1
Leatham,
free shot. 1 visit. Time
and
running.
they're not being very kind.
No, it didn't look like he was going to get away with that in any shape or form. The way that that's been cannoned into that top right-hand pocket was pretty unlucky. And look at these yellow balls. They are wide open here. If he takes these out, he's going to be in very good stead for the event 3. He's going to be on 4 points.
Ten seconds.
Yellows are there. Just got to be a little bit careful.
Ten seconds.
Well, we don't
And
like
that looks
this.
pretty good.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. It's not quite over the line yet, but he's just got to drop this in. Don't have to do a lot with this cue ball.
Oh, I think he wanted just a little bit more angle on this. Be able to get a little closer to that black. For a 4-2 win. It's
Break
there.
and the match.
A
JJ
very
Paul wins, 4
convincing
frames to
win
2.
and a positive one for JJ Paul over Mark Leatham. 4-2 puts him in good stead still to progress in the later stages, but Mark Pickworth and Gary Wilshire right now, we know the next match will give us our group winner.
All down to Dan Davey then. All he's got to do is win one frame and he's going to win it, isn't he, Mark?
Yeah, that's right. There's only one spot remaining now. The two best runners up, they're secured now into stage 2. So Connor Treacy, Andy Crowsdale, they're in them spots now. But with one space left, who's going to get it? Craig Brown or Dan Davey? Craig Brown has got to win 4-0 to beat Dan Davey by 1 frame. That's a big ask, especially the way that Dan's been playing. But 1 frame, as you said, that's all Dan Davey needs.
I'm trying to add it up in my head. If you was pricing up each frame to win and add Dan Davey, I don't know if Jim, he'll agree with me here. I'm looking at he's got to win 4-0, 2, 4, 8, 16. Even money, it'd be 15-1. It'd be bigger than even money. Wouldn't need to win 4 matches. I should imagine it'd be over 20-1. It'd be like a 20-1 chance to actually go through. So Dan Davey, in my eyes, is like a 25-1 on chance to win just 1 frame.
Oh, exactly. So as we said, as you can see, JJ Falls, he hasn't quite got that second spot yet, but he won't get the second spot if Craig Brown wins 4-0. But Craig Brown, he's got to win 4-0. He needs to play his normal game. He needs to relax. He needs to play his normal, fast-moving self. And he can reel off these 4 frames in about 20 minutes.
He started off this evening playing very quickly, didn't he? I thought, Craig. Even David, the producer, said, I've never seen a player go so quick round the table. And then all of a sudden he seemed to slow up a bit. But as you said, he knows if he goes out there and win the first frame, then all of a sudden that 20-1 to win 4-0, 25-1, which are the true odds for someone to win 4-0, as you know. But then if he wins the first one, then all of a sudden that becomes about an 8-1 chance, and then we're down to 4-1, then we're down to even money to win the last one. But I think Dan Davey, all he's got to do is win 1 frame. He's like 25-1 on he'll be just to win 1 frame.
Well, Craig Brown's left it right till the very end. He's going to have to produce the all best results probably in his career to get through to the next stage. He's capable of doing it, but against Dan Davey, you just can't see past him at the moment. Dan Davy's going to get 1 frame.
I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to come back in 3 minutes for the last game of the evening. If you do want to play on with all our betting partners, don't forget, you've got 3 minutes to get involved. See you in 3.
Champions Cup, final match of Group F. Best of 6 frames. First frame, Craig Brown to break. Time running.
Well, the match that we've all been waiting for, the one that is going to decide the group winner. A very clear, straight path for Craig Brown. He knows exactly what he's got to do, and that's not how to go about it. Got to win 4-0. That was his only
free
chance.
shot.
And
One
instantly,
visit. Time running.
he gives Double D the chance to get out.
Yeah, he does, Jim. And this is the chance that he'd wanted. One free shot, one visit. It's going to be in his hands now.
And the players, Mark, when they're in the practice rooms, do they do all the calculations? Have you talked to them? Do they get the pen and paper out and
10
figure out
seconds.
exactly what needs to be done coming into these late stages?
Well, we do better than that. There's a TV screen downstairs, so they're keeping up to date with everything that we're saying about him and how everything's sort of coming about the league table. So they'll know, and it'll just it'll just be about how they sort of deal with what they know. And Double D, he knows he just needs one frame to get through, and that'll be enough.
And knowing Dan as well as you do, if he secures that first frame right here, does he take his foot off the gas?
No, absolutely not. Dan Davey, he'll want to win all four. He'll want one of the best averages going into stage 2. So you remember, he's only dropped one frame so far, so he's on course to probably get like an 11 on 1 sort of frame score, so that'd be a plus 10.
Careless.
And you mentioned the foot off the gas. He's just took his eye off it there, and wow, this Craig Brown's come back to the table a
10
lot
seconds.
sooner than I thought he would.
Extension called.
Yeah, sometimes when it appears too easy, you can get a little careless. But these yellows, they look pretty inviting. It's got that one tricky one near the bottom right corner.
Wow, what a great double that is. He's took that one of his hardest balls out. And he looks like he's got a nice angle to drop on this one on the cushion.
And he's done just that. But if he gets this, should be clear sailing.
Ten seconds.
Oh, that was a tricky one. Now he knows he can take that cue ball into the yellow in near the middle of the table. He's got the long yellow, bottom right. He's got the yellow in the center. So he keeps the cue ball in the middle. Keep his work easy. A little quicker around the table too. This is the Craig Brown we actually saw in the opening match.
Yeah, and this is the pace he needs to play at. Something that he's more comfortable with, and the longer he takes over the shot, the worse the sort of player he is. And he just needs to be his fluent self.
Thin cut into a blind pocket where his line of sight is looking away from the intended target. This is missable. Be a great black if he gets it. And get it, he does. Great finish from Craig Brown. Staying on course. A Careless mistake from Dan Davey opening the door. Craig put his shoulder to it. 1-0. Craig Brown over Dan Davey.
Well, that's one stage of the chance of getting back to win this group. 1-0. Dan Davey. He's broke pretty well in this tournament. He's going to need one of them breaks again.
Frame 2. Dan Davey to break, trailing 1 frame to 0. Time running.
Well, Dan needs a big break. And he has broken very well to this stage in the event. Giving himself a chance.
Yeah, give himself a chance. That cue ball came pretty close there. But the chance is all he needs. He's missed one chance in the first frame. And if he misses this one as well, what will be going through his mind then?
Well, he's under a little bit of pressure too, Mark. If you think about it, he knows he's breaking here. If he loses this frame to go down 2-0, he knows Craig can break in the next, park him in his chair, and he could be looking at a 3-0 deficit. So he's under a bit of pressure. This is a big frame.
And pressure. We're seeing it now. I mean, he's tried to, I'm assuming he's tried for the one on the bottom corner. I don't think he's tried, unless he's just sort of hit that too thin to try and cut that into the middle. I'm not sure how much he could see of that one in the bottom left-hand corner. But wow, we're seeing it here. There's going to be some drama in this.
Well, it's down to Craig now. He can put the heat on. He can turn it up. I wonder if he senses it. He's got his opponent struggling.
10 seconds.
In
10 seconds.
terms of ranking,
Extension
Craig and
points.
Dan were probably the two favorites in this group. And they've locked horns in the final match of the night. And certainly Craig with it all to do. Nicely controlled cue ball there. He's not going to be able to get too close to the last yellow. Just leave a long, straight yellow. Well, he had a bit of angle. I take it back. Well, there's no prizes for telling you which one of these players is under pressure now.
Frame.
Dan Davey is under it. He feels it. We feel it. 2-0 Craig Brown. And Craig Brown will break in frame number 3. What a turn up this is.
Yeah, it is a turn off the books here. But Craig Brown, what a great start. The start that he probably always wanted. But we all say about feeling it. Craig Brown will also be feeling this. He's halfway there. Can he get these final 2 frames? For me, it's a big ask, but he's in control of this.
Frame 3.
That picture
Craig
says it
Brown
all,
to break,
doesn't it?
Leading 2 frames to 0.
Just a
Time
wipe
running.
of the brow. Can be a very lonely place, that chair, watching your opponent take advantage of your mistakes. And you're helpless in it.
You are, and there doesn't seem to be any clusters about here. Balls have got pocket. Every ball's got pockets. I mean, even them two yellows together, they both go in that left centre.
10 seconds. Extension call.
Wow, what pressure does to you.
And Craig is just the sort of player, too, because of the speed that he plays. You know, he can throw those daggers at you fast. He's bumped one red into a fairly safe position over on the right-hand side. So what's he going to manufacture to get
10
at that?
seconds.
Wow, there's the mistake. Still an awkward yellow for Dan Davey as well, in the same position as Craig Brown's red.
Yeah, it was. But as you can see there, I think he's feeling it as well.
10 seconds.
To win them 2 frames very quickly. He was probably going through his mind that he was through. But Dan Davey, can he get them 2 huge mistakes out of his mind in these first 2 frames and hold himself together? There's work to do here. This isn't straightforward.
He does have the angle here. Should he elect to take that cue ball over
10
towards
seconds.
that red and yellow on the right-hand side? No, he's elected to bring the cue ball down. That is going to be the problem ball for him. He's got a yellow into the left center. And one thing about that yellow over on the right, it's kind of his insurance policy too, because it's also covering Craig's
10
red.
seconds.
Yeah, it's a good pot. But is he going to have to leave himself a double somewhere? There's one of these 2 yellows. He's definitely going to have to double one of them, I think. Looks to be a little bit straight on this one.
Well, if he's going to take the double, I feel like he should take it now. Well, he's pulled the cue ball back into ideal position. If he gets this double, he's going to leave an 8 black ball into the top left corner. Here it is.
So he's just got to hold himself together for this black.
Frame.
A massive shot from Dan Davey and a huge sigh of relief as he walks back to his chair. He knew it. We knew it. 2-1, Craig Brown, and finally a sigh of relief.
Yeah, he's bundling with joy there. I think you've got to show a little bit of reaction there. We've got a little bit of a smirk there, just looking at the camera. And he knows he's over the line now. And he just probably wants to just see out this match. And just try and, well, we want to get something out of this match. We won't want to lose it, that's for sure.
Well, he saw the finish a little better than I did.
Frame 4.
Pulled the cue ball
Dan
back,
Davey to
played
break.
a real nice double.
Trailing 2 frames to 1. Time running.
And that was a heck of a clearance and under extreme duress. 2-1 he trails still. Knowing that he's through. Now we'll see if we can rekindle that fire underneath Dan Davey and show us a little bit of the form that saw him win his first 2 matches handily here.
Yeah, and he's going to get first opportunity here to level this match up.
10
So
seconds.
he's going to go for the reds. Just playing that plant first. Obviously got that red that's on that left-hand cushion above the yellow. That's going to be the difficult one. How is he going to get that out? He needs to leave himself an angle to get down there.
Try and move it here.
Yep, he's moved it out. But does that red past them 2 yellows into that top right-hand corner? I mean, the camera angles we've got don't really tell us a lot. There's only one person that will know, and that'll be Dan Davey himself. The way he's shaping up here, it looks like this goes.
10 seconds.
Flies in. What a shot from Dan there. Just bumped that red enough where it was available. And now every chance to get to 2-2. Oh, just a little short of intended position. So, choice of pockets to take this red. Bottom left
Extension
corner
call.
affords better position to the black. And a good shot.
Frame.
And the first 4 frames have been split, 2 apiece. Dan Davey has seen Mr. Momentum change chairs.
Craig Brown, I know I keep going on about this event 3. Craig Brown's still got that to play for. And if he does beat Dan Davey 4-2, he'll be in that event 3 as well. If he gets a draw, he'll be on the edge of getting in, but there is a chance of him just sneaking in.
Frame 5. Craig Brown to break. Scores are tied. 2 frames all. Time running.
Frame number 5. As you said, still plenty to play for here. And a dry break. Nothing down.
Apart from that red in the top right-hand corner, Jim.
Pardon me, last one. And you know something? It was the last ball moving. Oh, just drops. And yeah, a wry smile from Craig over to Dan.
Yeah, and again,
10
these
seconds.
look like they've broken well for him
Extension call.
again. He's going to have a chance to get to 3 first.
The reds are available. Keeps that cue ball under wraps.
10 seconds.
Yeah, don't look like he's got the right angle here. He's probably only going to just have to drop this in. I mean, he might reroute here. He's got an option, but he just feels that this is probably the shot into the left centre. But then again, I think he should reroute personally. I think he should go top right, but
10
he
seconds.
knows best.
Well, it is a game of feelings. And sometimes the players at the table just see it a little different than we do in the comm box. He's still in the same, virtually the same angle, same sort of look that he had on this red prior to taking that red to the center.
Yeah, but that's not the red he intended. He wanted to miss that yellow, so it would have come through for that one in the top right, which he's taking anyway. And what a pot that is from Craig Brown. He's now, well, I say he's left himself a simple finish. I think, has he got too much angle on this? He should be okay. Just drop it in. Yeah, he's fine. It's straight black then to get to 3 first.
Frame.
And when he's flying, he flies like nobody else. 3-2 Craig Brown. He secures the point. And with an outside chance still to win the match, give himself an opportunity to play a little bit more pool as this event progresses.
Sort of said at the start, Jim, that this group could be close. Not close for Mark Leatham.
Final frame.
Definitely close between these
Dan
three.
David to break.
Not been a lot in
Trailing
it.
3 frames to 2. Time running.
And I'd still like to get out with the draw and not taste defeat at all this evening.
Ten seconds.
I mean, this last frame here, Jim, looks like it's a
Extension
bit of
call.
a messy table. I don't think he's going to be taking them out at this opportunity.
Ten seconds. Timeout. It's not touch.
That one yellow over on the
Timer.
right-hand side. Not available. So he's going to have to develop that. Got a chance right here to try and move it.
Yeah, he's got a chance, but he's going to have a bit of hampered queuing. But you feel like he's got to do it at this stage of the frame.
10 seconds.
Oh, he's going to be taking it into the top right then. One good pot. And assuming the way he's going about his work here is that the yellow next to the black just past the red going into the right centre. But I don't think it does. I think it just goes in the top right, same as this one.
Great yellow from Dan there.
Yeah, Dan's trying his hardest to make me eat my words. I didn't think he would clear him up at this opportunity. one more big pot. Don't think he goes in. Yeah, he don't go in there. Oh, he's playing it off the red. He's worked this out well. I just thought that red was a little bit further down the table than I thought.
Little jabby with the cue action there. Even taking the cue ball away from the intended black, which would have been last. So it's a little twitchy. Won't be too terribly bothered. He knows he's through, but he still wanted to get the point
10
here.
seconds. Extension called.
Played that quite hard too, and he didn't need to play it at that pace.
Yeah, and that was the reason why he missed it. Well, that red was just a bit above that middle pocket, and they're the ones you've just sort of got to drop in. But what a gift this is. What has Craig Brown done now? He's lifting a bit of a thin snip here. The white ball's going to be doing some travelling. But Dan Davey to level this match up.
Yeah, Craig Brown suffering from that failed safety attempt. And this for a 3-3 draw. And down it goes. Dan
Match drawn,
Davey
3
does
frames
not
all.
taste defeat today, folks. He won 2 and tied 1, and he is your man that is through in this group stage. Terrific evening of pool all around. Let's send it back to our studio guests and get their take on this evening's play.
Yeah, well, that was good, wasn't it? The last match.
It was good. I mean, Dan Davies deserved that. He had a bit of a scare there, 2-0 down. I thought Craig Brown was going to do it, but we saw pressure once again in that studio setting. It gets to even the best players in the world. It really does. And Craig Brown, you could see that it was getting to him a little bit when he was 2-0 up and he was racing ahead. But Dan Davey, what was he doing in them first 2 frames?
When the towel come out for Dan Davey, when he went 2-0 down and he got the towel on his head and he just used to say, what are we going to do? And then when he won that frame, he looked at the camera just to say, boom, I'm there.
He had a little smirk, didn't he?
Yeah, but I was just done a little stat here. I put on there, don't know if you can see that there. If Dan Davey wins this match, every favourite on Sporty stuff this evening has won, and from 10 o'clock, and that would have been like 18-1. I don't know if you could see that there, but that would have been 18-1 if anyone would have had the accumulator. So tonight, it's a night of favourites, isn't it? Tonight here, you know, but it's not come up because the last one, Craig's got a tie in the last match. So, but we've had 4 favourites this evening of 1 since we've come on here at 10 o'clock. 1 tie as well, and the first match what we had online, that was at 9 o'clock. We had well, there weren't a lot between them, but the favourite got beat there. So tonight, it's been a favourites night, hasn't it, Mark?
Yeah, and Dan's the second favourite to get through to stage 3. Yeah. So he'll be happy to cement his place in there alongside Jamie Clark and Tom Barley and also Andy Crosdale. That's going to be a very interesting little group there.
And he's got an easier draw than the Group A, hasn't he? I know you keep on saying no, but, you know, he misses the Dunster, doesn't he, in that group?
He does, and the way that Dunster has, sooner or later Dunster's got to lose a frame, he's got to, and how will that affect him then? That will be interesting to see. He's got a tough group himself, Liam Dunster, but remember, these are short races. It is anybody's game. It's like a flip of a coin, it really is, and the draw's in play. Anything can happen.
Well, you see that tonight, the last match, even a draw, didn't you? But you always favour, you know, you think the draw is overpriced at 5-2 and 9-4. And the more I'm watching the pool, the more I'm watching it night after. Don't forget this is our 6th night we've been at, well, for me, you know, 6th night here. And the more I look at it, the more I think the value is in the draw. Where we had a 2-1 chance tonight, the bookies went 2-1. I really think that a draw, when you can get a bit of 5-2 or 9-4 on close matches, I think that could be the bet. One night you could get 3 or 4. You know, if you get 3 or 4 ties in one night, couldn't you?
Yeah.
So maybe the bet could be doubles, trebles, and accumulator. Don't forget as well. Next week, you told us earlier, Mark, we're here Sunday, aren't we, instead of Monday?
Yeah, so we're back on Sunday. We're doing Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Still at the same time, 9 p.m. on YouTube, and then we'll be on 10 p.m. on Sporty Stuff TV.
Yeah. So the first couple of weeks that we've had gone well, hasn't it? Really. outsiders, favourite outsider, and we're going to go home for the weekend with a nice favourite winning tonight with Double D. And I'm having one of his breakfasts tomorrow. £8 they are, by the way. It's good value. You get sausage, egg, bacon, mushroom, tomatoes, and a bit of toast as well.
Making me hungry.
Been a great
There
night,
you
hasn't
are.
it? I will say, thank you to everyone for watching again this evening. We had a great night, haven't we, Mark? And thanks to all the boys behind the scenes and our referee, fantastic again, Ben Taylor Ferrenti, wasn't he? Jim White's the legend, and everyone involved with Sporty Stuff TV. But most of all, the viewing public, because without you watching the pool, we wouldn't be here. So for Mark,
Good night.
and for me, Gary Wiltshire, good night and God bless you. Have a lovely weekend. We'll see you Sunday night.